On the 8th of December, the US Congress sat down to understand the future and the challenges for the future of finance, which is crypto. So I sat through one quarter of the session and got disconnected, maybe because the stream got interrupted. But the whole stream was about 4.5 hours long, and I'll leave a link in the description down below if you're interested in listening to it. So the hearing session was attended by Jeremy Allaire, a co-founder and chairman and CEO of Circle, which is a company behind USDC or USD Coin. And then there was Samuel Bankman-Fried, founder and CEO of FTX. And if you need an exchange, FTX is a good one to use. Links will be in the description down below. And there was Mr. Brooks, the CEO of Bitfury. And we have Charles Cascarilla, CEO and founder of Paxos Trust Company. Danielle Dixon, CEO and Executive Director of Stellar Development Foundation. And last but not least, we have Alicia Jean Haas, the CEO of Coinbase Inc., CFO of Coinbase Global Incorporated. So something in common that you'll see here is that majority of the witnesses are in the crypto space in a specific sector called stablecoins. And what I got from this hearing until I got cut off is one where crypto firms are trying to explain to policymakers or Congress the technology behind blockchain and how these cryptocurrencies or stablecoins can help improve lives of the unbanked or the underbanked. So you see, stablecoins are created to create stability in the crypto space and allow fast transactions, fast settlements, and margin calls in real time. It also allows new users to enter the crypto space without putting themselves at risk with the volatility that other cryptocurrencies has, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Doge, and ADA, where the market can swing by 5 to 20% upwards or downwards within a day. Stablecoins are also pegged to the US dollar, which is what gives it its stability. But there are quite a few mechanisms that are out there that is used to keep the coin price stable, and I've covered this in another video, which I'll put it in the card right above. So from the hearing session, there are a few key pointers that we can all take away. So the first one is the preventive measures for the loss of funds. When Ms. Haas of Coinbase was asked about a hack that happened in Coinbase earlier this year, where 6,000 users had their funds removed from their accounts, and according to findings, the breach wasn't from the end of Coinbase, but was because of a phishing email that tricked many customers into giving up their email addresses, passwords, and phone numbers which were associated with their Coinbase accounts. And Coinbase currently hosts 12% of the world's total cryptocurrencies across 100 different tokens and more than 73 million users across the globe. But Coinbase stores these cryptocurrencies into two different storages, which I think is pretty interesting. So the first storage or the first wallet is a hot wallet which holds 2% of the 12% that they are holding. The hot wallet is for transactions that happens on a daily basis during buys and sells, withdrawals or deposits. And the cold storage is like a vault, making sure that these cryptocurrencies do not get exposed in the event of a hack that had happened on the exchange. Which is why if you're holding cryptocurrencies, you should always have a cold wallet and not expose them into an exchange if you're holding them for the long term.
Money prefers a long-term investment.
So when Coinbase was compromised, Coinbase returned the funds from their own balance sheets to the affected customers, which brought up a very good point in the discussion. Should cryptocurrency companies or exchanges follow what Coinbase did? Or should there be a regulation of some sort like FDIC, which ensures the funds of customers in an event that it gets stolen due to hacks, fraud, or nefarious activities? And personally, I think that this is very interesting and good to bring up during a discussion, because if this comes into play, it will be a game changer for all the centralized exchanges or CX. This could be one way we can push cryptocurrencies forward and enable us all to have the ease of transferring funds anywhere in the world. So do let me know your thoughts about having a FDIC sort of regulation or protection when you are using a centralized exchange. So the second point that was brought up is with regards to Web3 and what it is, which is also very interesting. So the space in crypto has transformed so much from like how the internet has transformed from Web 1 to where we can read stuff online, to Web 2, where we can publish articles, interact with the internet. But as the internet gets more interactive, it becomes more centralized as well. And why is it centralized? It is because of all the activities that are happening on the internet, and these activities are being monetized by 2 or 3 large companies in the world like Facebook or Google. So the problem here is that Web 2 is being owned by major corporations or big companies in the world. So Web 3 essentially allows the users to own the actual network. So how does crypto come into play is with the ownership stake in the underlying network. So there are 2 main parts to understand Web 3. So we have the protocol layer and the application layer. So some examples of protocol layer will be like Ethereum, where miners are rewarded in Ether to keep the network up and operational. So the application layer is like the apps that are built on top of Ethereum. So for example, like Uniswap, where users pay Ether to use these applications for a myriad of reasons like yield farming, trading, games, or even just DeFi. But one of the key differences here is the decentralization.
Who realizes what the decentralized internet could be.
The main decisions are made by token holders and the users of the network, unlike the current internet system, which is more or less decided by the large corporations. So Facebook or Google can essentially ban you or not allow you to do certain activities. The session also discussed the importance of digital assets in helping the unbanked or the underbanked individuals. The main takeaway from this point is that crypto or stablecoins can help the unbanked to send money to their loved ones without going through a middleman who will probably take a huge cut from the transfer.
Money.
And some might lose up to 20% of the funds when they are transferring funds home, which leaves their loved ones with little or not much. And with stablecoins, transaction fees can be as low as 1 USDT if you are using the Tron network or TRC20. An exchange fee is as low as 0.02% or a maximum of 1% depending on the exchanges that you are using. But nonetheless, the great reduction in fees is something that can bring the unbanked or the underbanked out of the vicious cycle. And on top of that, because the unbanked and underbanked do not have access to financial services, with DeFi, they are able to leverage on high-yield savings accounts, and these users can start using their services to grow their funds with little to no fees. And finally, I think the last point, which is very important, where Mr. Brook was explaining what's the best way to regulate cryptocurrencies and how we can allow this technology to flourish and grow. He mentions that the US is behind the curve in financial products offerings, whereas countries like Singapore and Canada already have Bitcoin ETF products where investors can invest in the stock market. So these are great steps for new investors who have no idea what is cryptocurrencies, but they want to diversify their risks, like how one purchases an S&P 500 to diversify risks in the stock market. And because crypto is deemed new, many would shy away from it because it's like the unknown, it's fresh and never seen before. Like how the internet came out and many governments didn't approve the uptake of it because of the risks that can potentially affect them adversely. But nonetheless, when there's an increase in uptake for such technologies and people start to innovate and improve, these technologies will replace older and obsolete technologies. So during the discussion, Skype was brought up. Many people didn't use Skype and it was banned in many countries. So in current times, we all know that we cannot live without Zoom because of the current situation, and Skype is essentially like a Zoom because it allows you to do messaging, it allows you to do video calls as well. And you can see that more and more people are accepting to have voice calls or video calls through their mobile phones or their computers because we were forced into that situation. But do let me know your thoughts about what the panel discussion is about in the comments down below. Let me know how you feel about it, whether those points are relevant. But all in all, I think this is a pretty good starting point for everybody in the crypto space, because if countries starts to adopt stable coins, this could be one way that we can move the whole financial system to the next level. So I've come to the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do drop a like if you haven't, subscribe, turn on the bell notifications, and I'll see you in the next video.